Hi, it's Alaska Granny. In a book I was recently reading, it said, "A genius without a roadmap can be lost in any country, but an average man with a map can find his way no matter where he is." What does this mean to us as preppers? It means we need to set goals. We need to have a plan. You have to have an idea of what you need, how you're going to use those things, where you're going to store them. Recently I've been shopping and I can't find the things that I want here where I live in Alaska, so I went on Amazon and I was actually able to find a lot of the things that I wanted. The thing that I could not get was baking powder. So if you don't have all of your pantry supplies, your just basic baking supplies, make sure you're looking and see if you can get them where you live and that you have all of the items that you need with your baking supplies. Let me show you what's in my Prepper Supply haul and see if there are things that you want to stock up on as well. The first thing I bought was a mix that you just add water and you can make biscuits. It's easy to make biscuits if you have all of the basic supplies, but this way you don't even have to measure, and if you don't have all of the ingredients, you can go to this in your Prepper Pantry and you can make some biscuits. These packages are going to last for a couple of years in the pantry, and the better that you store them and seal them up, the longer that they last. You want to make sure that, yes, these are airtight, but you want to make sure that no critters can get into them or that nothing gets dropped and can puncture your bag. Next, I bought some long-term food storage biscuit mix. This is from August Farms. Their foods come packaged to last for 10, 15, 25, 30 years. The date on the baking mix says 10 years, but I think if you kept it cool and dry, you could probably stretch that a few years. When you want to make biscuits with the August Farms, you add water, but you need baking powder. So pay attention to that, because lots of times you see this and you think, oh, I don't have to add anything to it, or maybe just water. But you need to read carefully whenever you buy foods that you want to store for long term. Even if they come pre-packaged, they may require ingredients that you need to make sure absolutely that you have. That's one of the big reasons that I was looking for baking powder to store away with this, but I have not been able to get any locally right now. Why all the biscuit mix? Because Pioneer Country Gravy is really good. You only add water to this. It's so simple. I made a video on how to prepare this Pioneer Country Sausage Gravy Mix. It's really delicious and I made it a few times. My family likes it enough, so I decided to order another box so that I have a nice long-lasting supply. Next, I ordered a box of the Hormel Completes. These are really good. They have a couple of years shelf life, and even if you have no way to heat them up, you can just eat them right out of the container. They used to come in all kinds of different varieties and flavors, and I haven't even been able to find them anywhere. And online, all I could find was the chicken Alfredo, which is actually pretty tasty, but I don't want to just have that. I like to have a variety. One of the things that I do with the Hormel Completes is I make my own MREs, meals ready to eat. I have them all packaged together. I made a video on all of the things that I put in here, and then these have all of the items together in here, have approximately the same best by, use by, sell by shelf life date, and so these will expire in about 6 months. So it's time to start thinking about rotating and replacing these. So I have some of the Hormel Completes, and I was able, when I put these together, I had turkey with dressing, chicken with mashed potatoes, roast beef and gravy, but none of those are available anymore. It was just basically chicken with noodles and Alfredo sauce, which is good too, but it's shocking when you see that yes, you may be able to find some of the things that you're used to, but the variety is missing and the price is definitely on the rise. So if that's the kind of food that you like for emergency foods, they're great for your bug out bag, for putting together instant meals, and just for having something you can grab out of your pantry and heat it for a minute and open and eat it, so that you can have a meal in a hurry if you're just too busy or there's something crazy going on in your life. I'll put a link to the video where I put these together. I put the Hormel Completes with some granola bars and granola trail mix packages and some applesauce, things like that. So then you can put some of these together if that's something you're interested in. All of this food is ready to go. Nothing needs to add water, nothing needs to be heated. It's all completely ready to eat. You just need to tear it open and eat it. And that's what an MRE should be. If you're putting together MREs and you're putting together, say, packages of biscuit mix or something that needs to have water and be cooked, that's not the idea of an MRE. This is meals ready to eat, not ready to cook. Next, I ordered chili with no beans. I couldn't find this around where I live in Alaska at all. It's all sold out. Why would you want chili with no beans? Say that you've soaked and cooked your dried beans. You can add those into this sauce and then you have an easy chili. Or if you want to make chili for a crowd, you can open canned beans and add onions or meat, whatever you want, and add this sauce. This is also great if you want to make a chili dog. You can also heat it up with cream cheese and make a nice chili dip. There's a lot of things you can do with chili with no beans. We don't always want to have beans in our chili. So if that's something you're looking for, see if you can find it in your store. It's not available here where I am in Alaska, but I was able to order it on Amazon, so that's what I did. Next, I got a case of salmon. Alaska Granny, buying canned salmon? Yes, you can't always get all that you want in the summertime. Plus, if the run is down, they don't allow you to catch as many, even if you have the ability and the time to go fishing. Plus, every time you go fishing, it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to catch some. It's not catching, it's fishing. If I go fishing, it's not free, and then processing your fish to have it for the long term, that's a big complicated job, and that also requires money because you need all the supplies. These are very inexpensive, they're good and tasty, they're boneless and skinless, and you can just open it up and have a nice sized portion. Is this my preferred way to have salmon? No, of course I'd rather have the fresh salmon that I caught and smoked and processed myself. But these are absolutely wonderful when you've run out. We've seen supply chain problems with all different kinds of meats. Look for seafood to also be a problem simply because of COVID shut down lots of the canneries. They've limited the season because the runs are down. If salmon is something you like in your Prepper Pantry, see if you can pick some up now and add to your supply. Canned meats last long past the date in your Prepper Pantry. So canned meat is also a nice way to have food on your shelf. Grab it, open it, eat it, and you're ready to have a meal. Plus, it's great to mix into so many different kinds of things. Sandwiches, casseroles, soups. There's all kinds of things that you can do with salmon. Hand sanitizer. The other day I went to Office Depot and these were reduced from $6.99 to 10 cents. The clerk was, wouldn't you like a case? You can have 20 of them for $2. But I said, well, that would be nice, but I don't have room for all of that. But I did pick up a few of these. There's 72% alcohol, and guess what? Even if you don't need them for sanitizing your hands, hand sanitizer is awesome for starting fires. Squirt some onto a cotton ball, and there you go. You can light it right up and get your fire going. It's also nice to have in the winter time because you can put a little on your key if your lock is frozen and get your lock thawed out on your car so you can get your door open. So there are lots of reasons to have hand sanitizer besides avoiding germs and diseases. So if you can find it for 10 cents, that's incredible, get some. Another thing that I've been buying exclusively on Amazon is the Presto toilet paper and paper towels. You can order them a case at a time, but it's one of those things where you can tell they know how many you've ordered, and then they'll say, you've had too many, you can't have any more. So I don't appreciate that, but at least I'm able to get it, and it's something that I check back. Because when I do see the Amazon toilet paper, I want to buy one for myself. I want to send one to my children, and I'm not able to do that because you're limited on how many you can buy, even if you're sending it to another address. So pay attention that you're stocking up when you can. I think the Presto toilet paper and paper towels are good quality. I like them. And I always figure if I'm buying the Amazon brand, because Amazon is becoming just so ginormous and controlling everything, it's probably always going to be available. One of the things my daughter did was put it on auto ship, so she automatically gets the toilet paper. So even when I couldn't get it because it was out of stock, they were still mailing it to her because she was on auto ship, so she's one of their now special customers so she can continue to get it even when I couldn't. This is my latest Prepper supply haul. I thought I'd share with you what I ordered and explain to you why I wanted those things and how I got them. So figure out what you need, add to your supply, and if there's something that you think all of us should be looking for, things you've noticed that are out of stock or the price has gone up and you want us to be aware, leave it in the comments below so that we can learn from each other. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.